It has begun. We are here today to discuss Mortal Kombat, the movie. This is Javon513 here, and I'm here to discuss the new Mortal Kombat movie. I saw it. Yes, I did. I seen it. I saw it. It was. I was highly impressed. I was very pleased about this movie. I was very pleased. My experience was very lovely. The only gripe that I feel like I really had a little gripe with the movie was the remix of the Mortal Kombat theme song. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that at all. I'm just saying. Not like the original. So the fight scenes and everything was hyped. But I wish that they would have played, that all they would do to take it to that next level, if they would have had that old Mortal Kombat theme song, that would just got everybody in the audience, everybody would have been in the audience fighting at that time. I'm going to go ahead and discuss and talk about the movie. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled or anything like that, then you need to get on and get to moving. But before you leave, like the video and go see the show, go see the movie, then come back. So, but anyway, we're about to discuss the Mortal Kombat movie. I'm going to discuss some of my favorite parts. And here we go. Spoiler alert, last warning. This is your last chance. All right, here we go. So, the movie starts off at the Hanzo Husashi house. So you got Hanzo back in the day, pre-Scorpion days. So you got him, with his family and whatnot, and doing his little thing, being the man and the father of the house, So he go fetch some water. He go walk up and go fetch some water and everything. And that's when this nigga show up. And we showed up. He brought all his boys, the Lin Kuei. Yes, the Lin Kuei. So he wanted to take out all the Shirai. So, they start wiping everybody out. People getting bodied left and right. And then all of a sudden, he go to Hanzo's. I think that was his daughter or son. Maybe his daughter and his wife. And a baby. He had a little baby, too. So they hit the baby. And next thing you know, this guy, he did them dirty. Everybody else got cut with swords, sliced up or cut with swords. Nah, not them. They got it the worst. He made sure that Hanzo was gonna remember this. This guy froze an icicle blade out of his hands like that. He impaled through both of them with it and froze them at the same time. So they froze it with impaled with an icicle. I was like, dang, they had to get it that bad? Like you got that much grudge? But anyway, before they did that, they hit the baby up under the floorboards, which to me, the baby was crying and crying and crying. But as soon as they put the baby under the floorboards when all heck breaking loose, the baby got quiet. The baby ain't said a word. So anyways, Hanzo show up, whoop some ass. He was tearing everybody up. He slice here, slice there. The fodder, he was taking out all the fodder. The fodder ain't have a chance. The one person got sliced in the neck and still kept fighting. I was just like, how the hell he kept doing that and everything? His adrenaline must have been going, but then he took his little spear weapon and tied it to a rope. It was on then. It was a wrap then. Took all them guys out. Then he ended up meeting Behind, aka Sub-Zero, and then there we go. They went at it. That fight was decent. Both of them were taking some damage and everything, but based off the storyline, Hanzo ends up dying. He dies, but it is what it is. But we all know that. If you know the Mortal Kombat channel, that's they do rivals. That's what happens in the actual main game and everything. So they stay true to the game, which I like about that. But then we go to present day time where they introduce a new character. His name is Cole. So Cole, in my opinion, he ain't really like all that. He just kind of like bland. But the first introduction when they introduced to him, he was doing fighting for money and everything, like in a little fight club kind of situation, So I'm thinking like, okay, he want to be one of the Earth's defenders for Earthrealm and whatnot, but he turned around, fight this one guy and everything. He throwing hands. He got the upper hand and everything. just flipped the script on him a little bit. He was inside a little chokehold, everything, beat up a little bit. I'm thinking he gonna pull through because he's like supposed to be the main character of the show, of the movie. Nah, this nigga tap out. He tap out. I was like, what you tapping out for? So he tap out. So then I'm like, oh my God. So, they already established that he can't fight, I'm assuming. Like, how you gonna defend Earthrealm from Outworld if you can't even fight? But that was his introduction, Cole. So I'm gonna get back to him in a little bit. So, but then we go, he go over to and then the next thing we go over to Outworld. And you got Shang Tsung there, he talking about a prophecy, the Hanzo bloodline. The reason why Sub-Zero was trying to kill all of them because it was a prophecy. He's talking about there's gonna be the downfall because of the Hanzo bloodline. But he was trying, but he missed out. Well, I meant to say this. He did miss out on that baby because after everybody died, dead and gone, Sub-Zero thought everybody was dead. Then the baby wanted to decide to cry again, and Raiden came down and saved the baby and took the baby somewhere we don't even know at this point, but. Shang Tsung, he was alright. He looked pretty alright. So I was just, and I'm gonna say this right now. Shang Tsung did not fight that one person. He ain't throw a punch. So I'm thinking like, oh, he just all talk then. This guy all talk. He ain't even trying to fight nobody. He gonna let this little hand on my light work. He gonna go Sub-Zero, hand on my light work. Which I understand why, because this guy was a monster. So, anyways. So he don't talk to his little people. Melina was there. He had Melina, and then he had Sub-Zero. They want to go decide to go take out all Earth's warriors. Apparently, you get a Mortal Kombat dragon tattoo birthmark on you. If you're your chosen one, so you're supposed to be fighting Mortal Kombat. So, if you got one of them, you targeted the fight. So we go back to Cole again. Cole with his family having dinner at a diner. Didn't really have too much character development for his wife and his daughter, but she's outside. Apparently it's July. She's outside eating at the diner. He's inside watching out the window, talking to his wife. And all of a sudden, it starts snowing. So then first thing I'm thinking, oh, here we go. It's snowing there. Who on their way? And I was right. He was on his way. Next thing you know, here we got Sub-Zero walking down the middle of the street. With some Avatar water-bending air stuff going on, walking, lifting his hands in the air like this, letting the water vapor stuff fly in the air. That was kind of crazy. And then just start making it rain. You just making it rain, all these hail, ice crystals and everything, and everybody started getting bodied and running for their lives. And he freezing shit, and I was just like, he's after Cole because he got the dragon tattoo, apparently, So he after trying to go kill him and whatnot. But my thing is, even though he was badass and all that stuff with the ice crystals in there, my thing was, how the hell did he find him? So do they have like a link with the dragon tattoo people? If you get the dragon mark or something, do you know where they at? I mean, he just came, how did he know he would just be at a random diner? He could have been at any diner, but he just walked down the street, there he was. So as this going on and everything like that, Jax pulls up in the car. Jax pulls up, actually, I think it's the guy from Fall from Grace. If you've seen that movie, you know who I'm talking about. I don't know his name, he's with the actor, but it's Jax. So he saw Cole fight, and he asked to show about asked about the dragon tattoo. He showed the dragon mark on it, so he knew about the dragon mark. So he knew that Sub-Zero was there to kill him, try to assassinate him, because Shang Tsung act like a little bitch. He wants to cheat and take everybody out before the tournament actually begins. So Jax tells him when his family get in. They running from Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero just making it rain like crazy. Ice crystals and stuff flying everywhere. They drive like, 2-3 blocks away, talking at some expedition. The next thing you know, they stopped the car. Jax stopped the car. Looked down in front of them. Sub-Zero standing in front of the car like, how did he do it? Sub-Zero ain't got no teleport in the game. But I don't really care because he looked a badass. He was standing there like, do something. So Jax want to be a hero. Darn well black people don't never try to be the hero. Black people will try to run. But no, he wanted to get out the car and tell everybody, go to this address, go find Sonya Blade. I'll hold him off. Knowing damn well you ain't gonna be able to hold him off. What can you do? He go reach out and pull out a shotgun. A combat shotgun, and then have Cole leave him. Why couldn't y'all just bust a Yui, and just leave? No, he wants to take this guy on. You can't take this guy on. There's only like one person can take this guy on, and it ain't you. But anyways, so he decided, he want to go try to take on Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero hit him with one of his little little smoke moves and disappeared into like a construction site. So then, it's a little all dramatic, and then Jack's going around, looking around, stuff, turn around, Sub-Zero like this close, Sub-Zero right here, Jack's turn around, Sub-Zero right there, right up in his face. My hat broke and everything, but it's all right. Let me take the hat off real quick. So he tried to do a little something. Sub-Zero just, they little hand to hand and stuff. He try to shoot Sub-Zero square face, blank in the face. Sub-Zero freezed the shit out of that and broke it and continued to beat his ass. Jax ain't do shit. Excuse my language. Jax ain't did nothing. He was whipping his butt whooped. He got his butt whooped. All the way to the point that Sub-Zero broke his arms. I don't know how many different places in his arms, twisted and turned it, froze his shoulder blade so he couldn't even do it. He had to automatically kicked in the arthritis with his ice. You know how you get when when your bones start hurting. He froze the mess out of his arms, shattered them, and then pushed him off the ledge. And when he fell though, but here's the thing, when he fell, he hit his head on the concrete on his way down. That's all you synced it. It looked like it hurt. You made you go like grim when you synced it. So you thinking this fool dead. He gonna fall face first, armless, laying on the ground bleeding out. Sub-Zero, he gone now. So now we think, oh man, Jax just got messed up, But part of me is just like, okay, Jax got robot arms, so that's how he got his arms. But he should have been dead after hitting his head on that concrete, But anyways, we go back to Cole. He with his family at the hotel. I gotta go find his chick. It's on you or something like that. To find out what's going on. They're gonna be after you. He goes through all that spell. So he goes on a journey to get in the car, pulls up to some address, little army base looking area, little house or something. Sonya shows up, beats his ass. So that's twice he got his ass whooped. He got his butt whooped twice. And then he gets the drop on. He says, I'm looking for Sonya Blade. That's me, yada, yada, yada. So they go inside. They have some expedition. She got secret room bunker dunked off. And she talking about all these clippings and stuff and everything, what's going on. She trying to find and hunt down warriors with the little mark on them and stuff. I don't know how she found out all about this and everything, but she must get connections. Turns out, there's a tournament. How she know about the tournament and all that, I don't know. But the thing is, she ain't even got the mark. So how she know all this, she ain't even got the mark. They go back to Outworld. Shang Tsung found out that Sub-Zero killed Jax. So, well, we need to kill the rest of them. We know there's a Hisashi bloodline member alive, which is Cole, a.k.a. Cole. So they decide to send this reptilian guy, Sizoff. A reptilian guy named Sizoff. Now, do not get him confused. Do not get him confused with this guy. I was expecting this guy. But no. Instead, we got Sizoff. So whoever that is, the new character, the lizard man guy. So he's looked like an iguana man, about the humanoid size. So apparently Kano was tied up and everything. Kano has one of the marks. He killed somebody. So they end up there. They're inside Sonya's house. He's chained up and everything because he's dangerous. He's talking his little smack and everything. Now Kano, he kind of steals the show sometimes because he's the comic relief in the movie. So he's kind of funny at times. But anyways, they chatting yada yada yada. As they chatting about some stuff, and he bickering back and forth with Sonya, then all of a sudden they hear something inside there. I'm like, that was fast. Like, how did he get there that fast? They look up, there's a hole in the ceiling for some acid, and then the next thing they start getting their ass whooped by some kind of invisible force. They get the visible man kind of stuff going on. So they go up there fighting, getting whooped and everything, and nothing, study. It kind of showed itself every now and then. Sonya's shooting shots off, throwing knives, and hit it one time, and so, Kano escapes because he sees some of the slime stuff, this acid burn. His handcuffs break free, and then apparently somehow he got the drop on it. He thought he was going to try to run away and leave, but no, he decided to stay and fight. So he ended up fighting it and ripping out his heart after he stabbed it with a knife in the flare so they could see it. Got sliced on the face and everything, ripped his heart out, talking about fatality or Kano wins or whatever, something along that, Mortal Kombat references. So they make a deal with Kano. He wants to somehow been to Raiden's Temple and then show them how to get there. So he decides to go. So they go. He wants, he makes a deal with Sonya for what, $3 million. Apparently Sonya ain't got it, but she lied to him. Well, Kano's he's a butthole anyway. So they fly their way over to this. They didn't say where, but they just flew to some remote location in some desert. They walking out there, no water whatsoever. They making their way, and then when they look up ahead, when they thought all was lost, or they was lost, then this guy show up out of nowhere. Liu Kang come walking out of nowhere towards them. When they looked at it, they ain't bring no water or nothing. They out in the middle of the desert. I know they thirsty. They didn't bring no supplies. They ain't got nothing on them. No backpacks or nothing. All they got was a knife and a couple more knives. I don't even think they had a gun. So he show up. First thing he do is shoot Kano with a fireball. Kano come walking up there. He hit Kano with a fireball, which should have caused second and third degree burns, but it didn't. Knocked him on his butt, and then said, "I'm not your enemy." I said, I couldn't tell, man. You hit somebody with a fireball, but anyway, it didn't hurt. So he ended up talking to them and decide, you chosen ones. We need to take y'all back to race so we can train. So they go back to the so-called Raiden Temple. He showed them the Raiden Temple, which looked like a cave to me, more of a cave than a temple from the outside. But once you got inside, it was more of a temple, So they go in there, and then they finally meet Raiden. Raiden is savage, man. Raiden didn't care. Raiden sat there, looked at the, Raiden sat inside his chair, sat there, got up out of his chair with his little lightning powers, looked up at them and like, is this the best we got? Like, he was salty from what he's seen. You got Kano, Liu Kang, Cole, which lost 2 fights already, which somehow Raiden might have seen, and Sonya. He talked all this about. He said he messed on Cole. He told Cole, like, this guy, he said, you ain't physically fit to even fight. Then he looked at Sonya and said, you ain't even got the dragon mark, so you know damn well you ain't even gonna be no help to us. So he played her out. She got played this whole movie because of that. So as they talking and everything, and then here comes Sub-Zero again. Sub-Zero come busted up in there. No security whatsoever. Oh, I'll take that back. Before I get to that part, I forgot to mention, Jax is there, laying in the bed, being operated on by some monks, working on his arm. Sonya was happy to see him. Apparently Liu Kang found him and brought him back there. I'm thinking like, so Liu Kang somehow made it all the way to there, where they came from. They had to take a plane to get here and got back before they got there. I don't know how he found Jax. Jax was unconscious. He hit his head on some cement. So bleeding out with no arms. So I don't know. I don't know movie logic. I'm just gonna take it as it is. It was, just take it as it is. It's a movie. But anyways, Sub-Zero, then he attacks. He attacks, which kind of Liu Kang face to face with him. Liu Kang shoot a little fireball at him, Sub-Zero, and then looked at him, and then hit him with one of his little ice balls, knocked Liu Kang on his butt. Liu Kang went. I was like, oh, come on, Liu Kang. So then Liu Kang starting to get with Shang Tsung show up with Melina. They all there. They come walking in there trying to take over everything. We're here to take out all y'all champions. This is all y'all got. Yada, yada, yada. So, was fighting on. So Liu Kang was fighting Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero getting the hang on him. Started about to kill this fool. And then the GOAT shows up. Kung Lao teleports from the ground with his hat. Throws his hat at Sub-Zero to save Liu Kang's butt with the hat. I was like, oh my God, I was not expecting Kung Lao. Kung Lao is the GOAT in this movie. He show up and everything to turn the tides of battle and everything. So while all them dealing with some stuff getting whooped on by Melina and all them, then here come Raiden officer. Here Raiden comes. You guys are not supposed to be starting the combat now. He said his little thing, Shang Tsung and him kind of talking. So you know what? He put up a little force-shield wall because they need more training time. So he's like, no, it ain't time to fight yet. We got time to train. So he put a force-shield wall so they can't do nothing. So they had to leave. So once they leave, then we got a training montage between Kano, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Cole. Sonya wasn't allowed to go out in the training grounds because she doesn't have the mark. They clearly made sure they said that to her. That's what Liu Kang did. They said, you're welcome to stay. They're welcome to stay around and watch, but you can't participate because you don't have the mark. I was just like, wow, they just keep throwing her up under the bus for nothing, everything. So anyways, there was a couple little scenes, you know, when they had Liu Kang fighting against Kano. He kept getting them little sweeps, knocking them down. Kept using the same move over and over. They kind of made a reference to that for the game. You know how people like to spam the same move, but if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. So they were trying to get them to learn. Now, according to the special moves in this game, they called it something different. What they would have to learn how to do. There was something they called the unlock. Everybody has with the markers, they unlocked the Arcana. Arcana was what they called it. So that's how Liu Kang was able to do pyrokinesis, and I think Kung Lao's Arcana was his hat ability. So everybody's different for every person. So you know, so they was trying to get them to unlock it. They was getting frustrated with them, Kano, and you know, Kano and Cole. There was a little scene that, you know, Jax got these, you know, Jax ended up coming back and he had these little small little baby robot arms all skinny and frail and screws falling off when he moving them and he trying to punch a punching bag and he doing all like this. I can't do it kind of motions, and Sonya trying to hype him up. So she just became the hype girl. That's all she ended up becoming, is the hype girl from the sidelines, because she couldn't train, you know. Now just keep that in mind. She can't train. She ain't been training. So she been there, but you know, she helped out with the fights a little bit, or get her, you know, try to fight if she can. But anyways, you know, she kind of trying to motivate Jax. They, you know, everybody at the dinner table trying to eat, and you know, Kano started talking some smack about, you know, talking smack to Kung Lao and all them, like y'all think y'all all this. Now pass me some sushi rolls, and Kung Lao was like, I'm not having that mess. Kung Lao told Liu Kang in his own ladies, I got this. Look, I'll handle this. Looked at Kano, gave him that look. Looked, announced them when he asked for the egg roll. We stepped and grabbed the egg roll with the chopsticks, and then took it and took a bite and looked right on his dad's eyes and said, say something. He ain't say something, but the eyes said, say something. Kano wasn't having that. Kano started getting all bad and stuff like, oh, you want to be this. So they just started taunting him. They started taunting him, saying all kinds of things to him, calling him a failure and everything. He getting mad. He's standing up. You ain't going to say that, you know, he ready to fight and stuff. Liu Kang started saying, putting his 2 cents in, so Kano really mad now and everything. He got so mad to the point that he unlocked his Arcada, which is his eye laser. So he started shooting his eye laser. So now it's like, oh, y'all may be mad. That's how I learned how to do my stuff. So everybody else is kind of happy for him. He was the first one to unlock his little ability. So, you know, I'm glad that he got a little bit of help with that. So then we go back to Outworld. Now, there's a whole bunch of characters in Mortal Kombat. So they end up going through some of their character rosters now. The characters they end up coming out with that showed up that I didn't know was in this movie was Cabal, which looked cool. He looked amazing, by the way. Cabal looked like a beast. His character was spot on. Cabal, General Reiko. I ain't seen him since the last time I seen him in a game was Armageddon. That was on PlayStation 2. Nobody played with him. He ain't one of them popular characters, but it's probably a possibly good reason why they don't want to use their popular characters. But then they also had Goro. They showed a Shadow, because, you know, he was getting all his warriors together. And they defined out how to take out that force shield. But then also the last character they had, which I forget her name. I think Natara, this wing chick or something like that. I think she was on Mortal Kombat 4 Deadly Alliance. And I don't think she's been in the game since. I never even played with her. I heard of her. I heard she was in one of the not popular characters. But anyways, she can fly, got wings, stuff. So them the new villains. So Kano told, Cabal told Shang Tsung, look, the Kano guy, he's a snake. Let me talk to him. So he hollered at Kano through the little force shield and bribed Kano and was like, look, you can make like 4 times as much money working with us if you just do this to just lower down this force shield. So he said, okay. So he lowered down the force shield. Using this eye beam, apparently there's a dragon statue with a gemstone in it. He just blasted that and the shield is down. And once the shield was down, all heck break loose. Here come everybody. Everybody come in there. Raiden had sent Cole back to his home because he said, you're useless. Basically said, you're useless, you're no good. Bye. Sent him back home to his family. And while the rest of them were still training, so once they put the force shield down, Melina showed up, started fighting with Sonya. General Reiko showed up, started fighting with Jax with the baby arm. So Jax trying to do what he can. He getting his butt whooped with the hammer. Then you got Kano showed up. He showed up as well. So it was just like they was all there trying to take over Sub-Zero. So you know nobody ain't already messing with Sub-Zero. So Jax was getting his butt whooped. Melina was whooping on Sonya. She was whooping on Sonya so bad. She stabbed Sonya with the side and then licked the blood off of it. And then looked at her and said, "This ain't even the blood of the chosen one. So you ain't even worth me killing." And then left. So that's the third time or so that Sonya got dogged. Like Sonya can't look, you ain't even worth it. But Kano was like, well, you worth my kill. So, he started whooping on her and everything. She already hurting stuff. He shoot an eye laser, knock a little rock on top of her, everybody left. Instead of killing everybody, make sure everybody dead, everybody left. No. So you got Jackson beat up and stuff, but Jackson was able enough to get up again. He trying to pull the rock thing off of Sonya. Barely can do it. His arms, so I can't do it. He's struggling. They arm pieces, the screws and falling off and rust sounds, and all of a sudden, he unlocked his Arcada, which was his arm. So his arm started developing, and he picked it off for her, and so he's kind of helped her out. And Raiden came there, finally showed up to get everybody out of there. But I missed to say during all this scene, Cole back at home, Goro busts out of his garage, his barn. So he ended up fighting Goro. Goro whooping his butt. Goro throwing him all over the place. They in the barn fighting. The family want to come outside and see what's going on. Instead of staying in the house like he told them, no, they want to come outside. "Daddy, honey, are you all right?" "No, he ain't all right. He getting smacked by 4 different hands at the same time and headbutted." Goro like 9 feet tall. Whooping his butt. So, he getting his butt whooped and everything. The family want to come out and try to hit the Goro a couple times, piss Goro off. So Goro obviously want to go after them. So they getting in the car. He up there beating the car, acting the fool. So he decided, no, he triggered his Arcada, end up triggering, which he ended up getting all this armor on his body. So he started taking hits. And you can start to see the glow parts where the damage was, but then he was like taking the damage and redirecting it back at him or something. But he gave me vibes of another character his name was Cole, but he was giving me vibes of another character because he started growing out these tofu to go, like these old tofu weapons to go out with his outfit. With all this metal right here. His whole body was all metal up to here. His head wasn't metal. It was almost like chain mail. But it reminded me of Takeda. Because Takeda had some, he was like on Mortal Kombat X, I believe. Takeda. That's what I reminded me of, Takeda. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't Takeda. But anyways, once he did that, he was a match for Goro all of a sudden. He up there sliced off Goro's arms, doing some little CQC moves and breaking his legs and stuff like this. Sliced them up the middle and everything and, doing all that. And I know I'm all over the place right there because I forgot to mention during the big battle, Kung Lao. I forgot about Kung Lao. Kung Lao fought the bat chick lady. So while she flying around and everything, he threw his hat at Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung slipped that, man. That hat ain't gonna do that, man. Go on somewhere with that. So while he there, the bat lady about to attack Kung Lao. Kung Lao started meditating and everything. He started meditating. He started closing his eyes, listen to where she at. She loud as hell, so they ain't like I can hear her everywhere she goes. Yeah, everywhere she go. So she decided to try to fly her. Kung Lao jump on her back, fly her face into the ground, summoned his hat to the ground and made the buzzsaw and drove her face right into into the hat and cut her right down the middle, just like the fatality on the game. Blood splattered everywhere. Shang Tsung, you should have seen his face. He was salty. That was his pride and joy fighter right there. He said, "My beauty, go get him." And not no more. She cut right down the middle. That she got bodied. But at the same time, I think Cabal was fighting Liu Kang too at that time too. Cabal was a monster. He doing these little quick moves. Cut up one of Liu Kang's fireballs. Liu Kang didn't know what to do. So, but I was just saying after that, when Raiden finally decided to get everybody back together, he recuperated, teleported everybody to Limbo Land. Cole, Cole was there. Now let me go back a little bit. After Kung Lao killed the bat chick and everything, Shang Tsung decided to take his soul. So he he took one of the best characters out there, took his soul, killed him, And then that's when everybody retreated. So everybody got out of there. That's when Raiden finally showed up, got everybody out of there. So now you have Cole, Sonya, Jax with his arms now, and you got Liu Kang. So Liu Kang's sad because Kung Lao's dead, and you know they're in limbo. Raiden said, "Look, we're gonna do this the right way on our terms. So we're gonna decide to send y'all. So we're gonna do this the right way, fight in Mortal Kombat." So he decided to match people up. Who you want to fight? So Jack's like, I want the Rico. I want the rematch dude. You know, I want him. So they send them. So Raiden sent him and Rico to the pit. That stage looked like the pit venue fight stage. Then he just, you know, he did Cole. Cole and them decide, well, look, I'm gonna go after the Melina chick. Witchicala wanted to fight Melina chick. Sonya wanted to fight her. Nah, you know, you gonna go after Kano. So they send Sonya back to her trailer park home area with Kano. Cole ended up going to fight against Melina, so they sent them to fight Melina. And then Liu Kang wanted Cabal. He wanted revenge, so they sent them to Cabal. So Melina fighting Cole. Cole fighting back. You know, he taking some hits and stuff. He can take damage with his armor and stuff like that, but he ain't really, you know. He before he even got teleported, Raiden decided to give him Hanzo's kunai blade, and he still had his blood on it. He said, "Take this with you. You know, the spirit of your ancestors can help you out." You know, so. He had that in his back pocket, by the way, just saying that. But, you know, he fighting down Melina or whatever. You know, they fighting. Liu Kang fighting against Cabal and them fighting. You know, eventually Liu Kang start getting the drop on him, hit him with the bicycle kick. Oh, my God, knocked him to look like some kind of oil or something like that. Knocked him with some kind of oil. And then Liu Kang did his little finisher move, summoned the dragon, burnt the crap out of him. And then finally the fire actually worked. So Cabal got killed, which I was kind of sorry because I liked the Cabal, man. I really did like him. So he got killed. Then you had Jax fighting against General Riku or whatever, Raiko, whatever the heck his name is. That fight, it was all right. It was all right, but Jax obviously had the upper hand. The hammer, big war hammer he was swinging, wasn't doing that. He ended up breaking that. Once he started catching him with some hands, that was it. You get hit with the hands, it's over. Got him down to his knees. Thunderclap. His head gone. So there go another one body. So that's two down. So then you still go back to Cole. Cole still fighting Melina. He's still fighting Melina. You know, he's still dealing with her. You go back, then you go to the trailer park fight where you got Sonya. She got the home field advantage now because it's her place. So it's dark and stuff, and she running around trying to watch out for his laser eye, hiding up underneath floorboards, coming out with knives, throwing at it, or she fighting him, and he kind of getting the drop on her a little bit, but she trying not to get hit with the laser eyes. So she throwing stuff, hit him in the eye and everything. She found some bottle of some kind of kerosene or something. I don't know what she threw at him, but she hit him in the eye with it. So then he couldn't use his laser eye no more. So he up there. So they start fighting, and they take it to the bathroom. She's laying her head against the toilet seat and everything. You know, the environment, using the environment to her advantage. They go out the window. He got her in a chokehold and everything, and then she reaches to kill him with a lawn gnome. Which is ironic because he spit on that lawn gnome earlier in the movie because he said, I hate those things. But it killed her. So now he did. So once she killed him, she ended up getting the dragon tattoo thing. The dragon tattoo thing in his place. So then you go back to Cole fighting. Still fighting, by the way. He the last one. He can't seem to kill Melina. She get kind of in rage mode and her mouth opened up and her teeth get sharp. She ready to bite his ass now. Raiden brings Sonya back to the area. She jump on there trying to bite through his little tofu things and stuff like this. And he asked for help. I'm thinking like, man, you asking for help? You beat Goro. So then Sonya, out of nowhere, uses her little energy blast move and kills Melina in one shot. Right through the middle. And my thing is, when did she unlock her Arcada? That was her Arcada. When did she unlock that? She didn't have to train or anything. How does she know how to use that? She should have took some time. But no, she know how to do it right away. A partner gift from Kano. I don't know, because she killed somebody that had the Arcana unlocked. They automatically have yours. I don't know. So everybody dead now. So now you got the final boss. The final boss music. Come on, here we go. This guy. He decided to go, instead of fighting, he decided to go kidnap Cole's family. So then he show up through a portal and has Cole's little girl's bracelet. So Cole already know what it is. So he follows him through the portal. Now they back at the gym where he was training at originally when he got his ass whooped the first time. It's all ice and everything. His family's sitting there frozen together like this, which I don't know how they're not dead, but they're frozen there. So then Cole start fighting against Sub-Zero one-on-one. Sub-Zero getting in that butt. He whooping that tail and everything. And then all of a sudden, This is when the shit get hype. All of a sudden, then he want to pull out his little dagger knife that is from his ancestor Hanzo with the blood on it. You know, Sub-Zero's the blood of Hanzo on there, huh? You know, whatever. You know, so as they fighting, you know, next thing you know, Sub-Zero about to stab Cole with his own weapon. The next thing you know, he get caught with in the back with another spear. He turned around, and there your boy Scorpion is right there, looking at him, giving him that look like. And then this guy said, "Get over here," and pulled him over. I was like, oh, here we go. So then he turned into Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, and that fight was live. So while they banging, Cole trying to free his family, but at the same time, Sub-Zero like, nah, bro, we ain't having that. He throwing freeze balls, attacks at him, while he trying to save his family and fighting Scorpion. So you got 2-on-1. So Sub-Zero was that good to take on both of them at a time. He froze. He did his cut Scorpion and froze his blood, using it as a knife and everything. Made his little ice sword. I was like, this fool is crazy. Y'all ain't gonna stop him. You know, so you know, they banging back and forth, and Scorpion didn't teleport that one time, which I was kind of disappointed about. But the fight was choreographed. It was still live. He had his spear. He kept throwing it and everything, and eventually, Sub-Zero was starting to take a little bit of damage, but he was still banging though. He getting cut and stabbed and stuff, and he's still fighting. You got stabbed in the chest with a tofu and slid up, and you still fighting. It still took more to kill him. That's how good he was. He good. So anyway, so they fighting and everything and all that, and you know, they get down to it. You know, Scorpion frozen like lower half, and he break through with his little fire move, and at that point, it was like Sub-Zero's armor starting to fall off, and eventually he was down. He was beat so bad, he took his hat off and like, you know, closed the door behind him like, this is it right here. We're going to fight this out. And they end up finishing him off to the point, you know, they end up finishing him off, and then Scorpion wanted the final blow. He's like, let me finish this. So Cole go tend to his family and whatnot, and Scorpion pulled off his little mask plate and did his finishing move with the flame, burnt his ass, burnt him to crisp, the ashes. But he was still, you know, he was still by it. He fell over, he's dead. Then he came over to his little ancestor, say, you know what, we know, have a good, you know, thank you for freeing me. He gone, he dipped out. So then Raiden, everybody show up and everything, you know, we Raiden impressive, you know, whatever, we good job, you know. So, you know, he started talking to everybody, like, look, we said we need to assemble out there. There's more fighters out there. I'm going to assemble some more team, but y'all need to go find them for me. So he's like, all right, we'll go do it. We'll go find them for you. So, you know, you got Jack, Sonya, Liu Kang, and Cole now. So, you know, so they all said, okay, they all got the mark. So there's others out there to get a mark. So they teased the sequel. So the next person they're going to be looking for, Cole's going to Hollywood. And then they showed a picture, a poster that said Johnny Cage coming soon, like a movie he was working on. So apparently he must have the mark as well. So they're teasing the sequel. So Johnny Cage confirmed for Mortal Kombat 2. I see. Shang Tsung did show up at the end, said a few words, didn't fight or nothing. Raiden just sent him back to Outworld, like, you lost, you back to Outworld. He said he was going to come back with armies, not fighters, but we'll see how that works. But that was Mortal Kombat in a nutshell, so that's how it ended, you know. I ain't gonna lie, it was live though. It was live. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy this movie. It did remind me of the video game. It did break the video game curse, in my opinion. I did enjoy it. I really did enjoy that movie. I did. I just said if they just had the Mortal Kombat music from the original in there, or even from the video game Mortal Kombat 11, they had a remix of the Mortal Kombat old theme in there. If they would have had that in there, that would have took it up to the over top. That would have been the thing. And I failed to mention though at the beginning when I did go see it in the theater. Before the movie started, somebody played the original Mortal Kombat theme on their phone right before the movie started, when the screen was black, when the movie was about to start, and everybody started laughing. That was kind of a good moment right there that I kind of enjoyed. And the guy was like, he said, you know, everybody, he said, you know, he said, you know, you wanted that, and everybody started laughing again. Yeah, we wanted that. That's what we wanted to hear. But that was Mortal Kombat. That movie go hard. You need to go see it. Yes, it has little gripe moments and stuff like that, but that movie go hard. They did that movie justice. The fatalities, Kung Lao was the GOAT. He shouldn't have died. He should have been still alive. I don't know. Maybe they could bring him back as a zombie. I don't know. We'll see what characters they're going to use. And then they still have time. You still have time for this guy to show up. Because they did not kill him in the movie. That was Cyron or whoever, Cyroth or whoever. That was not Reptile. Reptile was the last of his kind. I'm just telling y'all that. Reptile will be coming. And he will be badass. Well, he better be. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. My analysis of it, this movie, the Mortal Kombat. Go see it. It's good. Take my word for it. If you like the game, you'll like the movie. I can't wait for the next movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. If I got to put it on a score scale, I get an 8 out of 10. I liked it. You know, it is what it is. Good video game movie. We don't get too many of them that often. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like the video, I know it's kind of long, but oh well, I had to say what I had to say. I enjoyed myself. Have a good day.